There's a bomb on this bus. Speed. That's the whole review right there. Just saying the title and me smiling a big eating grin. Speed. But no, guys, this movie turns 30 years old. This is one of the most influential action movies of all time. So let's talk about it. This is the directorial debut for acclaimed DP Jean de Bont, the man who is shooting Die Hard, The Hunt for Red October. He shot a Lethal Weapon movie in there, I believe. And it's got a great cast to boot, involving one of the most humble guys to my knowledge in Hollywood right now, the one and only Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves plays an LA police officer named Jack Traven, who angers a retired bomb squad member named Howard Payne, played by Dennis Hopper, by foiling his attempt at taking hostages on an elevator. In a quest for revenge, Payne arms a bus with a bomb that will explode if it drops below 50 miles per hour. So Jack and his partner Harry, played by Jeff Daniels, try to save the people on the bus before the bomb goes off, and they have to make sure that the bus does not go under 50 miles an hour. All while trying to figure out how Payne is monitoring them along the way. And helping Jack on this mission is one of the passengers named Annie, played by Sandra Bullock, who, corrects me if I'm wrong, this was one of her breakout roles in the mid-90s. And just talking about this premise with you guys, you can see why this movie is so influential. There are studios who are still asking screenwriters when they're looking for pitches, they're still wondering if there's elements of Speed in there. Is it as intense as Speed? Is it going to keep you on the edge of your seat like Speed did the entire time? If the answer is yes, you probably have a movie. But I think what makes Speed work above all else is the simplicity. This movie right here, in terms of action movies especially, this is the epitome of the key is simplicity. And because of its simplicity in its plot and its script, Graham Yost did a marvelous job penning this screenplay. Because this is one of the most white-knuckled action thrillers that you're going to come across. It also feels like a script that is perfectly structured in 3 acts. The whole opening sequence, 23 minutes or so of this movie, yeah, it's all centered around this bomb that is set to this elevator. Any other action movie, I'd be satisfied with that opening sequence as the climax. But no, this movie just keeps getting better and better and better. That whole second act, all set on the bus. Very impressive cinematography on this bus, by the way. Very beautiful looking what would be drone shots in 2024. Just breathtaking filmmaking all around. The sense of relief that you get once our heroes actually escape the bus and once they offload all the passengers. Like, you think the movie's over right there. But I love that it gives you more. I love that the third act actually puts the bomb on our damsel in distress, if you will, Sandra Bullock. Puts a singular human life in danger, a woman who has become very important to our protagonist. I think the pacing of Speed, I think the overall structure and presentation of this movie, it's all done perfectly. And also, dare I say, you feel the danger of this thing. All these high-speed chases on the highway, all the driving, all the stunt work in this movie, the explosions of the buses. Like, this is all practical, guys. There is not an ounce of computer-generated imaging anywhere. Maybe also due to the fact that this movie came out in 1994 and they hadn't exactly perfected that, but Speed 100% benefited from all practical effects. Like, look at that freaking explosion. Michael Bay could never. And here's the difference, my friends. These explosions feel warranted, and you're not oversaturated with explosions. That one big exciting incident where the character of Jack is leaving the donut shop, and the camera pans around in a 360 and you see the bus explode behind him, that is all real. And the movie only gets better from there. All of our performers in this movie, Keanu Reeves, I really don't think gets enough respect for this role. Especially nowadays, looking in hindsight. I know that he's remembered for The Matrix. I know that he's probably going to be remembered for John Wick. Speed came out before both of those franchises. And up to this point, he had been doing Bill and Ted movies, he did Point Break, and critics really weren't all that high on Keanu Reeves. They thought his performances were super one-dimensional. Keanu Reeves silenced critics in 1994 with this performance. I think he was absolutely wonderful in this. The chemistry that he shares on this bus with Sandra Bullock and throughout the second and third acts of this movie is also so freaking great. The characters feel very real, they're very likable instantaneously. When you first meet Sandra Bullock, like, you can sense that she has spunk in here. And you can sense that this is a character that doesn't want to deal with anybody's bullshit. Prime example, when she gets on the bus and the tourist, who's played by Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Alan Ruck, like, she wants nothing to do with him. So she makes up an improvised story that she basically takes the gum out of her mouth and she found gum on her seat, so she has to move away from him. Like, that is really smart. And once she gets behind the wheel, business really picks up. Not only because it puts our heroine in danger, but it also adds an extra layer of storytelling because she is scared of police officers. She can't stand them when she sees Jack. And it's genius writing, once again, genius dialogue. She basically has to tell Jack, hey, I had my driver's license taken away. For what? Speeding? Perfect. Absolutely perfect. But everyone in this movie is great, guys. Dennis Hopper as your antagonist is fantastic. The guy who's constantly pulling the strings behind the scenes and playing this game with Jack. It's a very domineering and bold performance. And Jeff Daniels in this movie as Jack's partner, very good. Who would have thought? 1994, you could have watched Jeff Daniels as Harry in Speed, and then you could have watched him also in Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey. You want to talk about a chameleon? Jeff Daniels is it. Super impressive performances all the way around. Keanu Reeves absolutely silenced all critics in 1994, but it's also due to his dedication to the stunts. I dare you to find me at least another half dozen A-list actors who would have dared to do the stunts in Speed. This man is underneath a bus moving at over 50 miles an hour, only cutting the sheathing on the wire to defuse the bomb. That's something different you've never seen. He's constantly putting his life in harm's way. He's driving his own cars. That first chase sequence where he's trying to track the bus down on the highway and get aboard, it's so funny. Every moment of Speed does not feel wasted. This is high-octane, adrenaline-fueled entertainment at its finest. If you don't realize how influential Speed is, probably you've never seen it before. But there's loads of action movie filmmakers who would literally die to have a movie like Speed. That's credit to Jean de Bont as a filmmaker. And listen, nowadays when a DP wants to transfer his talents to be the actual director, a lot of times it doesn't really work out. Speed is one of those rare instances where a DP makes that shift over to being the main director, and it works out for the better. Jean de Bont is masterful in the director's chair. All the practicals that he's able to get, like I said, are absolutely stunning. Speed really does feel like lightning in a bottle, because you get loads of great little character moments that were absolutely improvised on set. You have some really adorable chemistry between our two leads here. And if my research is correct, Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock have both stated in interviews that they had crushes on one another during the recording of Speed, which, oh man, could you imagine? That's just adorable, man. Every single stunt, every single performance in this movie, the practical effects, no use of CGI to be found. I didn't even talk about the bus making that leap across an open bridge on the highway. Like, that could have ended in disaster on set. But no, I think that one scene right there just encapsulates how wonderful Speed actually is. Lightning in a bottle. And more often than not, with little to no avail, action movies try to replicate the magic of Speed, and it just doesn't happen. The sequel couldn't even do it, guys. This movie is absolutely one of a kind. It's one of the most influential action movies ever put to the screen. I'm giving Speed an A+. If you haven't seen this movie yet, what the heck are you waiting for? If you have seen it, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments section. If you guys saw this in theaters, first of all, what the heck? I'm so jealous. Second of all, let me know if you have any memories down below of watching this in theaters. Let me know if this is your favorite Keanu Reeves performance of all time. If it's not, is it The Matrix? Is it John Wick? Lots of things we can discuss on this channel and then some. If you've stumbled across this stupid face for the first time, if you like discussing movies overall, this is a great channel to become a part of. So do consider subscribing, tap on that thumbs up as well if you haven't already. And stay tuned for more exciting content hitting this channel very soon, guys. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much again for your support. And with all that being said, Back Talk, commence.